Are you considering making a move to Omaha, Nebraska? In today's video, we're going to go over 10 things you need to know before buying a home in Omaha, Nebraska. That's our topic in today's video, and we're going to get started right now. Hi, my name is David Matney with Nebraska Realty. I'm a local realtor here in Omaha, Nebraska. Now, if you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the Omaha area, or if you're looking to learn more about the Omaha market, be sure to subscribe to the channel and ring that bell for notifications. Now let's jump into today's topic. Number one, sewer scope inspection. The best $250 you'll ever spend is on a sewer scope inspection of the main line. How this works is a plumber is going to run a camera down the main sewer line to inspect the line. Now, before 1990, homes in Omaha used to use clay pipes leading from the house to the street. Now, here's the problem. Those clay pipes have joints in them, and tree roots are looking for a water source. They find those joints, and before you know it, tree roots have clogged the main line. If you're buying an older home built before 1980, and if there's mature trees in the neighborhood, and the main stack is made of cast iron, there's a good chance that you'll eventually have tree roots clogging that main line. Okay, the cost to replace a main sewer line can be up to $20,000. Trust me, if you're buying an older home, you want to do a sewer scope inspection. This repair is not covered by insurance. And the only way you're going to find out anything is wrong is when raw sewage comes up through the floor drain in the basement. Now, here's how this plays out. You'll have an older couple who go to sell a home. A younger couple buys that home, and the buyers have a couple of young kids. And that younger family is going to use a lot more water. The buyers close on the home, move in, start living, do a few loads of laundry, and before you know it, raw sewage is starting to come up through the floor drain in the basement. The seller had no idea this was a problem because they never used that much water. Now, this can all be avoided with a sewer scope inspection. If you're not doing a sewer scope inspection, you're taking a big gamble. Okay, number two, homeowner's insurance and the age of the roof. Nebraska has higher than average homeowners insurance rates. When you plan your monthly budget, be sure to account for higher amounts of property taxes and homeowners insurance. Now, when you finance a home, homeowners insurance is going to be required by the lender. Right now, some insurance carriers are requiring an inspection just to maintain coverage. And if you buy a home that has a roof that is 10 years of age or older, in some cases just 5 years or older, your insurance company may drop you from coverage. Now, when you buy a home, the seller is going to be required to fill out a document called the Seller Property Condition Disclosure Statement. It asks the seller, how old is the roof? Read the disclosure. The Nebraska homeowners insurance rates are some of the highest in the nation. If you buy a home with an older roof, you may not be able to get replacement coverage. This means they're going to depreciate the roof. So let's say it costs $15,000 to replace the roof. The insurance company may only cut you a check for $4,000 because the roof is 10 years old. That means not only are you paying higher homeowners insurance rates, but you're going to have to come up with that difference of $11,000 out of pocket. Because of our weather, there's a good chance that you'll have hail damage eventually. Now, if you do suspect hail damage, do not call your insurance company. Call a roofer first. Have the roofer evaluate the roof to see if it's worth filing a claim, because some insurance companies will ding you for filing a claim even if they don't pay on that claim. Let's talk about property taxes. Our property taxes are high. We have a great public school system and a high quality of life, but you're going to pay for it. Our property taxes are higher than average. For example, if you go to my website, livinginomaha.com, let's take a look at an example. Okay, here we're at livinginomaha.com, and we're just going to scroll down, pick one of these houses. Let's pick this one, 6411 North 49th Street. And this one is priced at $284,000. And if we go down, click read more, we can see the tax amount of $5,376. Next, our property taxes are paid in arrears, meaning we pay 2023 taxes in 2024. This means that this past January of 2024, your property got a new assessment. We actually will not pay 2024 taxes until the year 2025. And it's going to be broken down into two payments. The first half of taxes are delinquent after March 31st, and the second half are delinquent after July 31st. For many people, both agents and just the general public, this is a difficult system to understand. Now, how does that work if you're buying a house, if the taxes are paid in arrears? When you write an offer to purchase, the contract treats taxes as if they're due in the current year, meaning they are typically prorated as of the date of closing. So, if you close February 1st, the seller is responsible for the taxes for January, and the buyer is responsible for the date of closing till the end of the year. Again, this is all explained in the contract, and you want to make sure that you read the purchase agreement. Number 4, let's talk about radon. Radon is a naturally occurring, colorless, odorless, radioactive gas. Eastern Nebraska is known for high radon levels. Radon is produced from the natural decay of uranium, which is in the rocks and the soils. Now, radon is the second leading cause of cancer, right behind smoking. Radon levels can vary from house to house, even in the same neighborhood. If you're buying a home in the Omaha area, you can have your home tested for radon. This can take a couple of days. The cost of a radon test is usually around $200. The actionable radon level is 4.0 picocuries per liter. Now, if the radon level is above the acceptable level, you can negotiate the installation of a radon mitigation system. This will cost somewhere around $2,000, maybe even a little bit more, depending on the house. A radon mitigation system will lower the radon to an acceptable level. Now, if you're buying new construction, some builders will install a passive radon mitigation system. If you're given this option, take it, because it's going to save you money in the long run and it's going to lower your radon level. Number 5, the EPA Leed Superfund site. From the 1870s to 1997, the Asarco lead smelting plant operated in downtown Omaha near the present-day CHI Convention Center. Now, operations of this site resulted in the emission of lead and other heavy metals into the atmosphere. The EPA sampled more than 41,000 residential properties and found widespread lead contamination across much of North Omaha. Blood sampling of young children also showed high rates of elevated lead levels in areas near the lead refinery. The EPA added the site to the Superfund program's national priorities list in 2003. Cleanup activities included removal of contaminated soil from tested residential properties. Now, if you purchase a home in this area, you'll have to sign an additional disclosure. A good resource is omahalead.org to learn more. Number 6, wire fraud. Be alert for wire fraud. Be leery of any email, even if it appears to be from your agent or the title company. Every day, hackers are trying to hack into agent emails and title company emails. And what these hackers are doing is they hack into the system, they find out what transaction is going on, and then what they do is they learn all the parties involved, and then they find out what day it's closing, and then right before closing, a couple days before closing, they're going to contact the buyer, and it's going to appear like it's either from the agent or the title company, and they're going to say, hey, when you go to close, be sure you use these wiring instructions to wire your funds for closing. And the buyer, who thinks it's coming from the title company, gives those wiring instructions to their bank. And the next thing you know, they show up to closing and those funds are not at the title company. They are in Russia. So never accept wiring instructions from email. Always verify that. And don't verify it by the email. They're spoofing these phone numbers as well. So they'll have you contact the phone number and it'll appear to be from the title company, but it's not. So just be leery of any email, especially when it's regarding wires and that sort of thing. And this is happening on a daily basis. They're trying to hack into agents' emails. I know of 3 instances where it's happened in our market. One was for $70,000, another one was for $137,000, and one was for over $200,000. So it's a big deal. And if it happens to you, you're SOL at that point. All right, let's talk about schools. Okay, school boundaries are not very well defined and vary from subdivision to subdivision. The Omaha real estate market is a school district driven market. People make real estate decisions based off of school districts. Okay, so which is the best school district? What might be a best school district for one family may not be for someone else. What are you looking for in terms of a school district? Is it coaching for a sport? Is it their music program? Is it academics? That's going to be an individual decision. For kind of a jumping off point, one reference you can use is the Nebraska Department of Education, nep.education.ne.gov, and they'll classify the school district into 4 categories: excellent, great, good, or needs support to improve. Now, ultimately, only you can determine what's best for your family when it comes to schools. One of the benefits of moving to Nebraska is we have some great public school options. All right, let's talk about lenders. Okay, Omaha is a mid-sized city with a small town feel. If you're buying a home in Omaha, I would suggest using a local lender from Omaha. If you're relocating to Omaha and you use an out-of-state lender or an online lender, you're going to be at a disadvantage, especially in a multiple offer situation. And if everything else is equal, the tie goes to the local lender with a great reputation. Now, if you need a referral, feel free to contact me. My contact information is in the description below, and I'll hook you up with a great local lender. And if you want to shop lenders to try to get the best rate, do your shopping before you submit an offer. Most sellers expect a pre-approval letter to be included with their offer, and sellers get nervous in our market when buyers change lenders in the middle of the process. All right, let's take a moment and talk about new construction. If you're buying new construction in the Omaha area, many builders have a policy that requires the agent to be with the client on the first visit to the property. Do not visit a builder or a model home without your agent with you on your first visit. If you're buying a home in Omaha, you might be really surprised at the affordability of new construction. Plus, many of these local builders have some great incentives as well. Purchasing new construction is different from buying existing. Many builders have their own contract. Read the contract. When a builder writes the contract, guess who the contract favors? That's right, the builder. When you're buying a new home, the only thing that counts is what's in the contract. Now let's talk about the building process itself. Let's say you'd like to make some changes to your home while it's under construction. You may or may not be able to make those changes. If you're allowed to, some of those changes are going to cost both time and money. Make sure you ask the builder these types of questions before you sign the contract. Now let's briefly talk about property taxes with new construction. Now when you build a home, you normally get a little bit of a break when it comes to the property taxes on the first year. However, that next year, be ready for those taxes to go right up because the property is going to be fully assessed. Make sure you budget and plan for these tax increases. All right, number 10, home inspections for existing homes. At the time of the recording of this video, the way our contract reads is that you have 14 calendar days to conduct any and all inspections. This can include, but not limited to, a whole house inspection, a sewer scope inspection, a radon test, a termite test, mold test, HVAC inspection, structural engineer inspection, roof inspection. After 5 p.m. on the 14th calendar day, you can either give the seller a rejection notice or an inspection notice addendum. Failure to submit either one of these documents by 5 p.m. on the 14th calendar day means you just deemed the property satisfactory to the purchaser. Now, what if you have a change of heart? The time to bail on a contract is during the inspection period. That's your way out, is with a home inspection. Other than that, it's a legally binding contract. And here's a little bonus tip. Take the time to read the contract. Most contracts are submitted and signed electronically. Take the time to read the contract. An offer to purchase signed by both parties is a legally binding contract.